Sega.
Yes, that is also on the list of companies that I need to burn down tomorrow. I have a bunch of gas canisters and some matches, so it's gonna be a great time. Hello again, folks, and welcome to Donkey Kong Country 2. Sorry, I got that mixed up. Deep Thought Donkey Kong Country 2. I'm the Crazy Even, and we're going through this game right here, Donkey Kong Country 2. As if I haven't said it enough, Diddy's Conquest as well. And here with me again today are me and Stefan.
Yo.
Is Deep Thought the name of the game?
No, it's the thing that we try to do on this show, but never succeed.
I thought that was deep anal penetration.
We also...
Okay, to take a shot. That's a dirty joke. Take a shot.
Sure, I guess we could play that game. So with this game, we have the original Donkey Kong Country, and so it's one of the best games of all time, one of the best-selling games on the Super Nintendo. How in the hell do you follow that up?
With like a game that is in many ways superior to the original, and that sold not quite as well, but unfortunately that was simply just because this was 95, and so the Super Nintendo was, a little bit becoming, I won't say outdated, but just, PlayStation was coming out, Saturn was coming out, especially in Japan where they both were out. And
Also, back in the day, sequels usually didn't sell more than the original.
Sonic 2, fam.
Yeah, but Sonic 3 didn't sell more than Sonic 2, so
Well, yeah.
it's that's the exception to the rule.
Kind of, but honestly, while we're talking about Donkey Kong Country, yeah, Sonic 1 and 2 are pack-in games, so it's kind of expected that they'd sell better.
Yeah, so not counting pack-in sequels, like sequels on the same game on the same system.
Although technically, I do remember there was a Donkey Kong Country bundle of the Super Nintendo, at least in Europe. I'm not sure if it was there.
It's probably just the first one.
It was the first one, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a new record for us mentioning Sonic in a completely unrelated playthrough, like 2 minutes in. That's nice.
That's because I have the tism.
Isn't this the game that has the Sonic shoes in it?
Yes, and Earthworm Jim's canon.
So it is relevant.
Alright.
Okay then, moving on. Donkey Kong Country 2. This is another fantastic game from Rare, and it's just gets so many improvements from the original game. There are some minor flaws, but it's still just an overall fantastic game. One of those flaws I should mention right now, the bonus rooms have been revamped. Now, you would probably see this as maybe a bit of a positive, because the original bonus rooms in Donkey Kong Country were at best a bit bland, and most importantly, you couldn't win at them. I mean, no, you didn't have to win at them. Here, however, if you want to 102% this game, that's the value you gotta get in order to complete it. You have to get all of the bonus rooms and win them as well, because you have to get the things called Creme Coins.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
They're not always in bonus rooms. You win them from boss battles as well, but you get Creme Coins mostly from the bonus rooms. There are 75 of them in total. So yeah, essentially, you have to get every single bonus room and win them. And I think they made the bonus rooms, in my opinion, a bit, blander than last time, because they kind of separated them into 3 separate sections, or parts. One where
Will there be any particularly difficult ones that you'll have bad memories of when you're commentating? Or are they pretty tame?
They're relatively tame, but, I mean, just, tolerable at best, annoying at worst.
I get ya.
Yeah, there are 3 kinds of these bonus rooms as well. One where you just find the token. It's either like a platforming challenge or something along those lines. Another called Bash All the Enemies, or
Bash the Baddies.
Yeah, where you defeat the enemies, all of the enemies, in order to get the thing. And then there's these ones right here. You have to collect the stars, and No, thank you. I don't find this very enticing at all. Like, I know this is rare we're talking about, but
I like collectathons.
I don't.
well, this is the lame kind of collectathon. This isn't Banjo's Kazooie or Tooie shit. This is just shit.
Also, the game feels like it probably isn't, but it feels faster than the original.
Diddy controls just about the same. Honestly, I prefer to play as Diddy, which I'll get into later on, but I think overall the game is probably a bit more faster paced just because of the challenges that you have to overcome.
Yeah, I'm not quite as fast as I was in Donkey Kong Country because I think I played Donkey Kong Country a lot more than 2, which is funny because I often refer to 2 as one of my favorite games of all time. But yeah, you can still pretty much go fast as you could in the original game, and Rare has designed all the levels in such a way that you can do that, go fast.
There was Cranky back again. His tips, while still pretty useless if you know the game, are at least more relevant to the levels that you want. You can actually choose tips for whatever level you want. And the bastard actually charges you this time.
Yeah, if I have to mention the other flaw, we might as well get the flaws out of the way first, because we're just gonna praise this game to the high heavens for the rest of the playthrough. The coins in here, the banana coins, well, as Mia just said, you have to you have to use those coins in order to get things in this game. Now, with the technology of save states and whatnot, the coins are ultimately useless. But if you're playing
Cheater.
well, no, it's not cheating because it makes the game better. So, there. Anyway, like in order to save this game, while it is free at first, you then have to pay 2 of these coins to the safe person later on. And then with the little mini game show that I'll
You even have to
explain
pay
a bit
to use
later.
Funky.
Yeah, that was really annoying way towards the end. When I had to do the Lost World. Oh, by the way, there's this thing called the Lost World. We'll also get to that later, but
Is it as annoying as the Sonic Lost World?
not quite. The levels are a lot better designed and not as quirky.
How about Sonic the Lost Worlds?
That game is fucking shite.
The
ROM hack.
Lost
The one that has the deleted Sonic 2 levels.
And has terrible
Oh.
level design.
Oh.
I love
okay.
Genocide City Zone.
Well, I mean, yeah, you probably would, Mia as well. But yeah, so overall, banana coins, while useless, they don't add anything as well.
Cog College.
Yeah, this is Wrinkly Kong, and I
She's a
don't know if
bitch.
she.
And she's also
True.
retarded. Look at those fucking equations on the wall.
Hey! In their world, those are the correct answers.
8 times 1 is 9? What?
I think it's divided.
No, it's 9 divided by 3.
Oh,
equals
sorry, it's
6,
multiplied
yeah.
by... Oh, yeah, you're right, sorry.
That's
Stupid.
wrong.
So she's also a retard who charges you money for education. It sounds like the education system, am I right?
Too easy.
Top keck. So it's like we mentioned in the last playthrough that there's a lot of unintentional lore within these games, and it just kind of continues here because the world we inhabit is called Kremtoa. It's essentially the land of the Kremlins.
I just thought it was
want to
Kremlin
say it,
Island.
at least. I think.
No, I know, I take your word for it, I believe you, it's just,
I could be misnaming the
I
like
just always called it...
Kremtoa.
Oh no, I always just called it Crocodile Isle.
Oh, yeah, well, I think you could say that as well. You can basically call it whatever the hell you want. But, yeah, it's just a world with the Kremlings, and, like, there's not a whole lot of story in this game. The story is essentially, Harambe got kidnapped, now you must save him. It's kind of a bit of a role reversal there. Hardy har har.
Yeah. And I will say there's a bit more funny writing in this game than there was in the first one. Like, there's more Cranky, obviously. There's There's some really funny, like, stupid answers in the quiz mini game.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, speaking of the quiz minigame, like, we're gonna get to that in, like, a few minutes as well, but
Humor in a 2D platformer?
yeah, I know, they're just so rare these days. Ha, get it? Rare?
Well, they were rare back in the day.
Well, that's probably because Rare was the only one doing it, or maybe they like
Oh,
other.
you're forgetting about Bubsy. That was the height of humor.
No. You're talking. I think you mean Bubsy 3D. That was the best.
No, but original Bubsy had jokes.
What could possibly go wrong? Everything, Bubsy. Your game was the worst fucking thing I've ever played. Anyway, the bonus bonanza is good for racking up extra lives, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, again, with save states, it's ultimately useless, but if you're playing it without save states, this is a rather good necessity, even if you have to pay in order to play these games. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, at least that makes sense.
Gangplank Galleon.
Yeah, some of the questions there are actually kind of tricky as well. Like, there's one where...
Some of them require...
Yeah, like paying close attention to the levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was like talking about the story in the game before I mentioned Harambe and everything went downhill.
Yes.
You did that. You did that yourself.
I know that was on me. Surprisingly, it wasn't Mia this time. But yeah, there's like as I said, there was like a lot of hidden lore in this game, and it's mostly just through the background of the worlds and these levels. Like we're gonna be seeing a rundown amusement park later. We're gonna be seeing this massive swamp with a giant ship inside it as well as like a really creepy cemetery. It's just like and there's something especially interesting that happens at the very end of the game that if you 102% this game. I'm not going to spoil it because it's just top keck and the darkest thing you can probably imagine. But, yeah, it's just... I just think it's so weird, yet really, really cool that these games have so much lore. Even if it's not that deep, to be honest.
Donkey Kong has the deepest of lore.
I suppose we did talk about, like, the mystery of his Donkey Kong's father in the last episode, but it's not as deep as Final Fantasy or hell at Metroid Prime.
Actually, it's more deep than Final Fantasy and Metroid Prime combined.
Now you're just talking shit out of your mouth.
Donkey Kong Prime, Final Kong City.
Donkey Kong 64 was essentially Donkey Kong Prime because of that first-person mode.
Donkey Fantasy.
Donkey Kong should never be an RPG.
I disagree. I think that would be a really cool idea.
And you use the bongos.
Well, I mean,
Oh
the
my
bongos
God.
are a rhythm game, and you can use that for a platform. I mean, the last one doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but, I mean, Jungle Beat was pretty good, was it?
Yeah, it worked.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is it called Funky's Flights 2? Like, it's the sequel to Funky's Flights.
Funky's Flights 2, Funk Harder.
Also first boss.
The bosses are a step up from the original game.
There's actual challenge this time.
And they're all
True.
pirates now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah, there's this whole pirate theme with the game as well. I really like it.
Yeah, K. Rool is Captain K. Rool in this game as opposed to King K. Rool.
He's still KKK.
Actually, he's KKR.
King Captain K. Rool.
Yeah, well, other than some like one or two interesting battles, the boss battles still aren't much to imagine here. Like you could have like in here, for example, you could actually jump on the eggs
Yeah.
instead of just having to wait for them to fall to the ground. It makes it that much quicker. But that's the death of that bird. I don't think we'll see him again anytime soon. So we'll see you next time on Donkey Kong Country 2 when we go into the lava world.
I love hotheads.